Hi everyone, welcome to Juju's Collectibles Corner, and today we are going to talk about market versus retail. It sucks, I know. So in this video on LCS Shop Talk, today I'm going to talk about market pricing versus retail pricing. And I know that there's a lot of mixed opinions and feelings on this. I have my own. When it comes to the pricing of books, we have had two major occasions where this has become kind of a hot topic now. So in the year of 2026, we are almost 2 months into it. We have had two books that have come out that just kind of like blew up. I mean, just like out of nowhere. And a lot of it has to do with, I don't know if it's FOMO or if it's hype, if it's the community, the comic book community hyping books. But these books have been known about. They've been you could have gone and checked them out months ago to see what they were going to be about, if you were interested and if you wanted to order them. So when it comes to comic books, you have to order in advance. When you order in advance, that will determine how many issues they will print, how many copies they will print. A lot of comic book companies today are going to print based on need instead of just mass producing everything. 500,000 to 1 million copies. They don't do that anymore. It is not cost effective for them, and it is also not cost effective for the shops, because when the shops order too much and they don't sell, they go in the dollar bin and they don't make any money. So these two instances that have happened so far, this Wednesday, the February 18th, yesterday, and then 2 weeks ago. So 2 weeks ago, you had Dork. Dork came out. Everybody slept on it. There were not a lot of orders for it, so the print run was low. But the story is really fun, and it's got fun artwork. Brett Bean it's a fun art. I really like his style. For me personally, I loved it. I know there are those out there that aren't not into it, and that's totally fine. Everybody has their own interest. The issue that has come up, though, is did the comic book community hype Dork so much that everybody got FOMO for it and like immediately had to rush out and grab it? And then when they found out that it was a low print run book, then they're like, oh my word, I gotta have this. So then it blows up. The price on eBay goes crazy, but then you have these retailers who are selling it for cover price. I was lucky enough to get the first three FOC covers. I did not get the sketch cover, but I did get the first A, B, and C on release day for cover price, because nobody was talking about it. It wasn't until 2 days later that I looked it up on eBay, and it was going for like $40 for cover A. So then I start looking at the comic book groups in Facebook, and I'm seeing that LCSs are now starting to sell those books instead of cover price. They're selling them for the market value on eBay. Those shops that had the issues still pulled them off of the shelf, kept them behind the counter, and sold them for a higher price. So the same thing is happening with White Sky now. On day one, not even a couple days later, on day one, the book is sold out. LCSs that probably had more copies than others pulled them off the shelf and repriced them at an eBay price, because I got mine so my LCS opens at 10 o'clock. I get there as soon as they open. I get my stuff. I come home. That's what I do. That's my process, because I come home, I'll read, I'll log them into League of Comic Geeks, and I'll just bag and board and do all that stuff. So I try to get them early in the morning, and also I do it because if there's something that I'm kind of looking for, I'll have a better chance of grabbing it. So White Sky was on my radar. I wasn't buying it because I was expecting it to blow up. I was buying it because I was interested in reading it. But when I got home, I went and checked, like maybe it was about a couple hours after I got home. I went and checked, and it was already selling on eBay for $40 day one. So again, a lot of this has to do with the people who are not ordering the book when they see it. You know, like you said, you can go and look and see what's coming out, 2 months from now. And you can look at it, check it out, and see if you like it. I don't think a lot of people are doing that, though. So they're basing it off of what they see in the comic book groups on either Reddit or, Facebook or Instagram or wherever. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, I had to have this book. But then there was a low print run because nobody ordered it. The LCSs don't have a lot of copies of it. So now it becomes a high demand, low stock, and then you get that price going. So what is an LCS to do? A lot of your LCSs, if they are big enough, they're probably going to sell it for cover price until it sells out. Once they're sold out, they're sold out. They're not gonna, you can't order more. The second printing is available for you to go in and set up in your poll, order by February 23rd if you want the second printing of issue 1 of White Sky. You have until the 23rd to get your order in. I believe it will be released on March 18th is what I saw. That number could be correct. I'll put a little disclaimer in the video. But like this is, it's kind of like, is this being driven by the community? Or is it being driven because people are just sleeping on these books? I enjoyed Dork. I thought it was a great book. I really will enjoy this series. I look forward to getting more. I have not read White Sky yet because I only bought one copy. So that's the other thing. The LCSs, my LCS, one copy. That was it. Not even one of each cover. One copy, period. Because they only had the few people that are subscribers at the LCS that ordered it, and then they had 3 on the shelf. I was lucky enough to grab one. The other shop that I kind of frequent and go to check out for stuff when I can't find it at mine, they were sold out too, and they were doing the same thing, limited to 1 per customer. So I can't help but feel for some of these LCSs, though, that on a regular basis order books thinking that people are going to buy them, and they never do. And then you have books like Dork and White Sky where they may have taken a chance and ordered more books than they probably normally would. And when their regular customers get their copies in their subscriptions, anybody who asks for it might have to pay a market value price. It's a hard thing. I go back and forth on this because you have retail price and then you have market price. And LCS is usually your retail outlet. Resellers are, a different market. So if you're an LCS, I can understand selling the book to your regulars at cover price. But then if you get people who just show up at your shop wanting to buy multiple copies, that people that you've never seen before, I have no problem with them being sold at a higher price, because those people that are coming in looking for it are one of 2 people. Either they are somebody who missed out and they're now having FOMO because they're like, oh my God, I got to get this book. Or they are looking to resell them on eBay, TikTok, whatnot, or wherever. So yes, I believe the LCS should get their fair share of that by selling those to those type of people. But I think when it comes to your regular subscribed customers, the people who come to your shop every week to get their books, I believe they should get it for cover price, because they are coming to your shop on a regular basis. They are your staple for getting your, for your income, because those people are always coming back to your shop. These people who are just coming in to get these one-off books, you may never see them again. They're only there because they're trying to find something for a cheap price that they can go and resell later. Some people may not agree with that, and that is fine. We are all allowed to have our own opinions. If I had a shop, all of my regular customers would get the books for cover price. It's just, that is how I would feel. But if somebody shows up that I've never seen before looking for something hot, I'm going to make a little money off of it. I really am. And then, especially if you have an LCS that's in a small area, a small market, I can understand them trying to make money where they can. And I hope a lot of other people think that and can see that too. But when it comes to your regular base customers, I feel you should do them right by selling it to them for cover price. But then here's the other thing. Pay attention to what is being released. Look and see what people are saying. Look and see what people are talking about with other groups. You can't just be an LCS owner and just order based off of what you think. Okay? You need to get involved in these communities that are on Facebook in other areas and find out what people are talking about, so that you can look to see what the next hot book could be and order accordingly. So even if you don't get people that are your regular subscribers that are ordering these books, order a few extra, because it could go crazy. But you have to pay attention. Like Dork, when I saw it, I immediately knew I wanted it. It was my type of stuff. White Sky, it was interesting to me, and I wanted to check it out. So I never put it on my pull list. I told myself, if it's there when I get there, I'll grab a copy. That's pretty much how I go. Same thing with Dork. Dork was, if he's got it, I'm going to buy it. If he didn't have it, then I would have missed out on it. But I would not have been going crazy and buying it on eBay for what it is now. No. And it really is. It's a fine line to look at when you go market and retail, because every LCS is different. Every LCS is not going to have the same customer base as the big shops in the big cities. You've got your smaller shops in the smaller areas. You got tiny markets some places. Where I used to live, we had 2 comic book shops within probably 20 miles of each other, and that handled a good chunk of the area where we lived, because everything else was past Atlanta, north of Atlanta or in Atlanta. People aren't going to go travel all that far just for a comic book. So unless it's like something like this, yeah, I'm sure there's people probably going to every comic book shop right now looking for White Sky, and just like they did with Dork. So the question now, my challenge to everybody: go and check out the communities, because will this happen again? Will we see a third book come out that will just blow up like these two have? If you are somebody who likes to collect books based on value, maybe it's something that you want to look at. If it's something that you buy because you want to resell, do your research. That's all I'm telling everybody. Do your research. I don't buy based on trying to make money off of it. I buy it because I like it. It's either got a good story or it's got good art. That's why I buy comic books. Occasionally, I will pick up a book thinking that eventually it could be worth money someday. I did that with the new Iron Man #1. It's probably never going to be worth a whole lot. I like the cover though, so I grabbed it. So that's my take on this whole thing. I mean, it's a hard It's a hard decision. It's really, I understand that, what the LCSs are need to do. They need to make money. They need to make a living. They need to pay their employees. And this is a good way to get more money for their shop, for their employees, and other stuff like that. But then I can also see where the people are like, well, I come to this shop regularly. Why am I being charged this? So it's a fine line. It really is. It's a fine line. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts on this? Because I know not everybody is going to feel the same way. There's going to be everybody out there who's like, it's, the LCS's responsibility to sell it for retail price, or it's, hey, they're into to make money, so they need to do what they got to do. What do you think? Tell me, leave me a comment, let me know, please. I still have my giveaway going for the Absolute Batman #1 cover A. Once I reach 1,000 subscribers, I will randomly select a winner. To enter, you need to make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment. Make sure you comment. If you don't comment, I don't know who you are. Please. All right? The faster I can get to 1,000 subscribers, the faster I can give it away. I want to thank everybody who has commented and liked and subscribed over the last couple months. You have been awesome. I hope that this momentum continues. I really do. Thank you, everybody. Again, thank you. Please like, subscribe, comment, share out, hit that notification bell so you know I got new stuff coming. I have a Facebook page, Juju's Collectibles Corner on Facebook. I have a TikTok, Juju's Collectibles Corner on TikTok. I have a Reddit, Juju's Collectibles Corner on TikTok on Reddit. Kind of a pattern, you think? You see? Yeah, I'm an idiot. That's okay. Thank you, though. It really means a lot to me that you guys watch my shows. And it's fun for me to do these, especially when stuff like this goes on, and I kind of get passionate about it, because ultimately I would love to own my own shop. It's probably never going to happen, but I think it would be really cool and really fun. I like to meet people. I like to talk about stuff. I can talk about anything: sports, cars, trading cards, comic books, Disney pins. So, for me, if I enjoy it and I like to talk about it, I usually will. So again, thank you, everybody. Have a good morning, noon, evening, night, afternoon, whatever time it is that you're watching this. Thank you again, and I will see you all later. Bye.